Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Challengers 3. If you've missed the action up until this point, FaZe Clan have been straight Smeagol, and their precious is in sight. One more map, and they will move on to the grand finals. Joined here with Bala, and we're about to dive into Ascent.
Yeah, and I can't stress the importance of this match alone. Like, this is to get to the grand finals here, a lot of prizing available, but importantly for both of these teams, if they win this match, they completely avoid Sentinels to start off Masters, and both of these guys have struggled. FaZe lost in that first upper bracket quarterfinals in Challengers 2 against Sentinels, which kind of started the demise for them in Challengers 2 overall. LG also, the rivalry with Sentinels has, it started off this year with them winning out a lot of it, but ending up starting to fall against them over and over. Let's get to that match though. That was destruction from FaZe. It felt like they were in control. They were in the driving seat the entire time.
Yeah, it started out on the attack, and once I thought we moved on to the second half, I thought that LG were going to start to run away with things. FaZe Clan, over the course of the past couple of months, they've really struggled on the defensive front, but this is a new tournament, a new day, and definitely they've shown a lot of great looks, especially that last round where we saw the Sage Wall boost up outside Orange, and Baby Bay was in such a unique position, updraft over, tailwind, and he just dunks on a fool down the mid lane. So now we're in a great position to move on to Ascent. 13-7 was the score of the first map. This map, let's tee things up. This is going to be a little bit tricky, I think, for FaZe, considering this is a little bit more comfortable for LG. But their recent success, their recent results on Ascent don't really say that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been some changes here for LG, especially given the new patch. We don't have Thief on Reyna anymore. He has been playing Reyna on this map. This is basically the only map that he's been doing that on. Stellar has swapped over to Phoenix, and Dre moved on to Omen instead of Raze on this map. So there has been some changes, and it has had some success, but they've also fallen on different, it's been up and down for them against Sentinels, against Immortals, their rivals on this one, where they've all basically picked that map. So we'll have to see. FaZe played very good on this one yesterday.
Yeah, and it was where Baby Bay dropped a 30 bomb. I know I teed things up by talking about Zachary, but yesterday, that may have been the only map in the entire tournament for FaZe where Baby Bay became a man possessed. And I think for them, for specifically FaZe, once we're looking for this defense side to start, I think for FaZe, they're looking at more mid control. They like to play through mid on Ascent, and especially unlock Baby Bay to do what he does best, whether it's with the op, the Blade Storm, or if he wants to play aggressive with the AR. Look to see how they position around the mid. Where are the utility pieces coming from? Do they smoke off the tile side and play for catwalk? Do they try to flash catwalk and push down? What do they do around this mid side to unlock Baby Bay to just go crazy?
Yeah. One thing to note is that this is actually the only map where they are playing a traditional Sentinel in Killjoy for Zachary. Every other map they've been pushed off. They pushed him off onto Breach or different agents. And over here, this is a Protoss playground. I said it was LG's playground on Icebox. The A site here for LG and then the B site for a Proto is just monstrous. This guy on Cypher is so good. Every single game you expect a highlight clip from him every time they play Ascent.
Looking at some of the hovers, FaZe Clan just teasing us. Viper, the Yoru. Don't think that'll actually come through. If it does, well, hot damn, fool me once.
They are one of the only teams that have played Yoru in a professional match, like globally. But yeah, we're not going to see it. It's going to be Killjoy for Zachary, and of course Raze for Corey. On the other side, exactly what we called out for LG. Stellar moving to Phoenix on this map has been interesting, because usually he's actually on Omen, Dre is on Raze, and then everything else falls into place from there. But they get another duelist here. They get Phoenix instead of Raze, and it's Stellar instead of Dre. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that, but Dre maining Omen has definitely been a boon for them, at least in this event so far.
Yeah, he's had some great numbers, especially up against TSM earlier in the tournament. We're not up against TSM, we're up against FaZe, a completely different play style and a different look for this team on how they want to play the map. Funny enough, with FaZe starting on the defense and LG starting on the attack, I think this is a side that they both would prefer to initially kick things off. FaZe to be quite aggressive, quite enjoyable on the attacking front, but as I highlighted earlier, playing around that mid side as you see things already starting to set up for Baby Bay and Marv. Maybe a paranoia through, a smoke over towards tiles. That might come through right away in this initial pistol.
Could just be them both peeking at the same time. Both of them have ghosts. It's me a drone though for Moose that will spot off Marv, so not too concerned about that. I am concerned about Baby Bay peeking this other side. They got the smoke down, and he's pushed all the way. No worries about top mid whatsoever. There's the drone though, and he'll have to escape. And he does. Oh no, he doesn't! He gets stuck on the corner there, and Thief tags him down.
Now they have all this mid control. You see Raucus, he's backing up, playing by logs, but he's about to be pinched in, still uncontested. Finally, he will fall. Corey with the Roomba manages to find a Proto. Now it's the 3v4 retake for FaZe, but they're all back in spawn.
I think Stellar might have missed the molly just a bit. I think he was trying to get logs, but actually kept his team out for a little bit. Either case, they get the site, get the spike down, 3v4 retake. Nobody in B main though, so that's very good for FaZe. They don't have to worry about that too much. They're gonna smoke it off anyways, so they might worry about it, even though it's clear. Of course, they don't have the information. Dart available for Moose too. Gonna be on the backside if they break that. Yes, instantly. There's a scan out, but neither of them get tagged.
FaZe inching ever so slowly onto the site. Now the action about to commence. Marv with one, Corey with another, but Thief, he's the only player standing. Goes Zachary right out the lane. And it's a one-way ticket straight to the pistol victory. Does he have enough time? Yes, sir, he does. Just under a second. That looked great for LG. It's crazy how that fell apart so quickly for LG's defense on the B site.
Yeah, when you're stuck all in the back of sight, definitely a lot can happen. Corey, Zachary, they make it work though. Marv as well. 3 versus 4, and they survive with 2 still as well. First pistol win for FaZe too. Even though they lost both on Icebox, it still was a convincing win, this time with the first pistol win. If they continue that sort of style, it could get dicey very fast.
Scanning ahead.
Good approach towards A. Nice molly to keep the peek off, but he can peek behind that still. About to clear out. There's a paranoia too. They take the peek and they trade. Stellar's stuck all by himself too, and he's no escape from that one. Marv will push him down, and they're still pushing on this. Wow.
Oh my god.
The timing there for the smoke to disappear right as Corey goes up on top is ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Some really good control from FaZe, and we even saw there was action towards the B site. Raucus, Zachary were positioned around that side, but Baby Bay lurking on the catwalk, very aggressive for a defensive player. We'll see if he decides to go that direction once more. He's got the Marshall in hand, but this is the gun round for LG. The round to bounce back in, and they'll try their hand once again at some early A main control. No one's quite close to an ultimate, so an ult orb might just put Thief close to an Empress or somebody close to an ultimate. There's nothing for the ult orbs to play around, at least for this round.
Slow outside of A main. They definitely don't want to deal with what they just had to deal with, which was Corey and Marv, but Corey down in mid this time. Refreshes the smoke on main, and now they can have control if they want it. Me a drone for Moose. He's in a really interesting position here, especially if they can combine with something. But can he give up tree? Wait, he goes for more. Smoke down. Marv will join him, so not too concerned there. But Corey's still down mid right now, and I think that's where they might end up going.
The paranoia. Oh, just so close, just so close. Poetry does fall. Now the sprays come through. Corey's in a lot of trouble. He needs the support from his team. Shot will find him from a Proto. Baby Bay back on towards the site. Marv will trade spots and take control of this tree room. Shots does tag Stellar. Proto working up through middle. Zachary gonna meet him on the contact point, but still FaZe all grouped up around this garden area. Oh, almost the spray converting onto a second. Thief will heal up. Another pick here for a Proto. The shots from the Marshall will be good. Not enough to take one down, but Baby Bay swaps to the Spectre. The time, like you said, 6th man in the lobby, and it's unfortunately not in favor of LG. They will manage to get that spike down, but Moose in an off angle finds Baby Bay. Shock darts to try to stop the plant. It might be successful, but Thief is quite healthy. Oh, one sneeze and you miss. The Proto's gone. Now the 1v2. Do recon bolt to market allows him to push forward confidently and know that there's a player here on site. He's around the box. Thief will find him. A very close round for FaZe to come out on top, but LG will steal that round away. Give themselves the first one of the half.
And they got that spike down with only 7 seconds remaining. LG did a really good job to recover after losing Dre in mid. Their idea there was to, you know, peek down bottom mid, get the control, and then back off and push tree. But without Dre, they couldn't quite do that. Because Baby Bay and Marge were fighting in that tree room eventually through the window. And they had no smoke to push through. So instead they pivot back towards mid. And time, while it was a factor for them to rush onto the site at the opportune time, it also made FaZe kind of impetuous to wait for it. Tried to get the flank in quickly on Market, but ends up costing a couple lives as we had Moose in a great position to hold the flank down.
Oh, Baby Bay. Tight angle. Back and forth he goes. Tailwind to safety. He always uses them. Such a great way to not risk his life.
No more
Sometimes you see, yes, hold on just to the last drop, the last HP bar. Still, Baby Bay will survive and have another chance at life. G pushing up through B main.
So many nanos still here for Zachary. He's gonna go through. Stella left by himself. They split it up. Rockets is still in the site.
Showstopper up and over. Oh, the Bucky does tag a Proto, but not enough to take him down. Showstopper will not be enough. Cage goes down. Neural theft. FaZe still corralled, not letting them in time. Remember, it was an issue before, but when you peek like that, you find the picks necessary. Marv now with the paranoia through down to the 1v1 Thief versus Marv. And the Empress is available. Unfortunately, it's not going to benefit him quite yet. Now the plant comes through. Marv is just going to try to pump fake with the TP, but now the plant will try again. He was able to successfully delay. Oh, It's the clutch for Marv. That was too close. Thief does find the frag, but it doesn't matter. That's a round for FaZe.
Oh no. It felt like he stuck that plant all the way, but he just stopped at the very ends. Not sure if there was a step or something that eventually made him think that he was gonna push it, or what. But he plays it well. I like it from Marv. The fake TP might have put something into his head. In either case, great hold from FaZe. Zachary starting off with the nano storms, and then from there, Corey with the showstopper over top of the spawn columns. Now it's down to shares for LG, and they did get one round, but not quite enough to really have something in this. But a Proto, it'd be dangerous. He gets dinked though all the way back, and he'll have to fall off of B main lest he loses life.
Baby Bay, Garden. A couple of slow rounds for both sides, but he does get tagged. He's still alive, quite healthy. They'll cross with the smoke, and Marv on site, the anchor they need. Playing behind Dice, will he get lucky this time? The flash around the corner doesn't have the angle, but that's the classic. That'll seal Stellar's fate. Corey with 2. Another one on the docket, just down to a Proto with 16 HP, and it's not going to be successful for him. There is a pretty standard default here for LG, and it's not allowing FaZe to control the A main side. It's a shock dart, it's a smoke covering the arches, and it's hot hands, so that FaZe only are allowed to get a Roomba to A main, but that's it. They can't play for orb, they can't swing for orb. It gives LG free passage every round on A main. Look, you're gonna do it once more. They're gonna get prepared for it, they're gonna line it up. FaZe can't play for that orb.
Listen to the list that you just put out in terms of ability usage for LG and how much they're spending.
Yeah.
And even then, we've seen a round where LG or FaZe are still able to respond with something. One way again. Baby Bay's there. He's going to spray him through. There we go. No hot hands, no shock dart this time. So slightly better. There is a hot hands all the way to wine, so they are careful. The fact that they're walking past here, yep, it's going to be run it back into sight. You might find Marv on the right side. No, not anything, but Thief is there to trade, and Dre finds one as well. That's Baby Bay on the door, and the site is open.
Like being planted, a couple of shock darts. Now FaZe are doing their due diligence to try to clear things out. But it's a 3v5, difficult position to be in, and to make matters worse, Moose has a Hunter's Fury, and he does, in fact, hit those. If things do get sour, he's in position towards A main, could back up to the lobby, get a nice, quick little gelato ice cream. He'll find the frag. But for FaZe, that means it's going to be difficult to work their way into the A site, and you can see that they are just going to play the save. Leave those weapons.
Scanning ahead.
So 4-2 where we leave it. I'm actually surprised to see FaZe have the discipline to back off there, given the fact that they did have a lockdown, but also keep in mind, you pointed out the Hunter's Fury from Moose. He wanted it for post plants, and they know that it's going to be traded for that anyway, so. Good idea, and they'll execute, keep some guns in tow, and yeah, they needed it. Economy wasn't the greatest. They'll need to drop one from arms, and they do just that. This time, though, LG will have to try to come up with something else because they did buy, or they did spend that run it back to go up towards A main. I think basically realizing the fact that FaZe was breaking the door, it's a good idea for them to go for it at that point. And they take Baby Bay out, they take Marved out, who are holding on the sides, not expecting that quick push after they force him off of A main.
We've got an op here for Baby Bay, the first op of half. Not positioned towards the mid side. Instead, that's Corey and Marv. Then LG once more corralled around the catwalk or the A lobby. They won't go for that orb on A main. A lot of ultimates that they can play with this round. They'll decide to go through the middle. Fortunate positioning for Baby Bay. This is normally where he would just hold the angle for market, have the op, maybe even push up a little bit, but it's Corey and Raucus who have the angle this time.
Early on in this round, FaZe actually pushed into B main. Got an alarm bar down deep. But we already had a proto there already. He knew that was already happening because they were spraying for the trap wire that was not there. So he retakes control and that gets nullified. Thankfully, Zachary didn't go too far away. Mid control here. Corey's going to challenge. Stellar takes him out though, and that's a problem now. Mid is open. Smoke's used though, so they can't actually push all the way up without having to challenge it to spawn.
Wow. And they'll get the support here. Unfortunately, the TP does not connect. The lockdown is gone. Marked with the angle. They're in a little bit of trouble. Baby Bay finds the pick, but it's just down to the two members of FaZe. Anchors on B site won't be able to stop them from pushing forward. Baby Bay with another. Has the Blade Storm. He's about to get active. Has everything at his disposal. Updraft, Tailwind, Cloudbursts. He's got everything.
You just can't help it, man.
Yeah. Here he goes. Up and over. Checking for the double stack, but they were just on the site. And
dude, how in last round it's like, yeah, then we have lockdown. Yeah, no, we're not gonna go for this. This is a round 3v4. Yeah, probably shouldn't go for this. And then this round is a 1v4 or 1v3, I think, for Baby Bay. He has an op in his hands. He's like, yeah, I think this is a round I should go for. Let's go for it. He just can't help himself, man. Just can't.
you know, I think it's quite interesting that LG are committing a lot of resources. Try to, you know, they'll use the owl drone from Catwalk. They won't use the owl drone from Top Cat to try to clear out the tree room. They'll use a lot of utility very defensively, but they're on the attack. And off of some of those plays, they turn up the heat very quickly and play off of the information that they do gather defensively. So despite FaZe causing them to use a lot of this utility early, they still play off it quite well.
It's because FaZe are going to do things like that every once in a while, right? Push down into mid. Look at Baby Bay's position. He is a sheriff. And challenging. There's a paranoia on Top Cat as well. They're fighting too. No, it's just moves. He's coming in from the side as well. They push in the A site, and there's an ult from the shadows onto that. Spike will be planted. They're left alone in mid. A proto split for sure, but good audible call for LG to just get away from this. And this is why they're doing that. Why they're spending Owl Drone in mid to clear it out early. Because FaZe are 100% known to play this way, even in the gun rounds.
You know, in any other given circumstance, that type of utility
One enemy remaining.
be a little bit strange. But you're right, against FaZe, it makes a lot of sense. LG, after this round, have found 4 rounds, I believe, in a row Could be wrong. Could be one kind of separated, but yeah, there is one separated. That's 3 in a row for them. The FaZe starting out hot. Now they're gun round on the precipice. They could regain some of that momentum, but LG have found a way, and it might be on some of that earlier utility like we identified, to get the space they need and to shut down this early FaZe aggression. And it's working. It has worked for 3 rounds now.
Including on the gun rounds that they're not really doing that much. We did have that one round where Corey was down in mid, taking out your boy Dre, where they still won that one. The cautious approach, yes, it's clearly respect towards FaZe. A lot of respect, not underestimating them like some other teams might do. It is costing them a lot, but hey, this is the way you have to play against a team that is so unpredictable as FaZe. A lot of mind games, and it actually does roll the clock down a lot. The fact that they have to be so careful on every angle. I'm gonna approach down into B though. All 5 members here. No push into B main to get that alarm bot there early. So information is gonna come late. There's a camera. This happens a lot for a proto, so it's not necessarily signaling anything. But we do have Baby Bay and Corey in market, so they can fight back with Zachary here.
Nano swarms come through. There's the showstopper trying to clear things out. Raucous from range with the Hunters 3 will deny B main push temporarily, but they are still going to go for it. They've got 30 seconds and they're moving that spike over. They were faking a lot of that utility. The utility we didn't see a lot of in the early round. They played the angles, they played the passive attacking strategy against FaZe, and now head over towards this A side. Marv the anchor. Shots won't be good against Moose, but still that spike needs to be planted. And FaZe are here. Shock darts are gonna hurt. Will he be able to get it down? Yes, he will. Raucous with the shock darts does get traded eventually. And now the 3v4 in favor of LG. We see Thief, he's wrapping around. Does he get Zachary from range? He will not. So the LG members here have to wait for Thief to come and rescue them. Are anchored up here by the generator. Shot's gonna be good for 1. Here comes Corey dropping down. Blast back's good. Still 1 in tree, and Thief will join him shortly. Shot on 1. Stellar's gone. All up to Thief with the Empress. Shot won't be good from Baby Bay. The defuse is coming in. The sprays are just good enough against Thief. And FaZe Clan secured their lead once more.
Right down to the wire for Thief there. Baby Bay holds strong, and of course, last member there trusting in Baby Bay. Shock darts to delay, did not come quick enough. Dre gets the spike down, and from there, it's Baby Bay, Corey, Zachary pushing into the sights. Zachary getting all the way to half, and Baby Bay closing out the fight on the Thief anyways. A lot of good came that round from FaZe there. Raucous with the Hunter's Fury deep to delay. Showstopper is well spent from Corey as they hit that B site, and they quickly had to switch their approach. Go right across mid, back up to tree, and it worked out good for LG, but they just quite didn't get enough space on that A site. They weren't able to push down into dark. Stellar though with a quick ult down on this A site or B site again.
Those nano swarms once more, they're deadly. Corey with some utility finds Stellar where he positioned that ultimate, but the action is going in favor of LG. Thief and a Proto, 2 great opening picks, and that's Baby Bay down, that's Zachary down, and all that remains are 3 FaZe members in the retake.
They've done it before though. This is literally the situation in Pistol Round. Exactly the same. This time though, we have players coming in from the backside of B main. Thief is stuck there and he's gonna have to fight actually here. Quickly against Marv. Corey's there with the trade though. Double frag, and now nades available to go into the backside too, where 2 players are waiting. A Proto left by himself, does not get the spam. There's the paint shells.
Playing close, a Proto! And Moose, he was playing right outside the default spot. They were trying to throw utility his way. They didn't flush him out accordingly. Get 1 from each member of LG. And once again, we're tied up. This is a close one. The mind games, as you highlighted earlier, are so huge between these 2 teams. And it's causing this back and forth battle with 2 rounds now remaining in this specific half.
Yeah, but this one's gonna hurt for FaZe. They're low on econ, losing that one. Need to find something, but the strength of that hit too strong, and they didn't have ults to respond.
Deploying drone.
This is the situation the last time they tried to straight up go through B main. Thrown in early at A. And they know it's pistols now because they heard the sheriff. They're going to challenge down Cat. Thief is very low. Stellar trading too. A Proto challenging on this side. It's pandemonium on all sides of the map. Thankfully, a Proto has Thief to deal with this one. Get Marved all the way up mid. He actually hears this rotation. They know the situation now. They can gamble stack. And Corey takes tiles control too.
Oh, it's so close. He's probably 1 HP, 2 HP. He's low. They can't even break open onto this B site. Finally, the commitment comes through. The smoke for tiles from Marv. Corey rotating around. He'll be joining them shortly. Hunter's Fury to try to clear out the site, clear out space for LG to push in. Raucus is here with a judge. Corey with another. The Sheriff's been so crispy. The Swifty is coming up huge. Moose finds one onto Corey. Finally, the bleeding will stop, but he is bleeding out the side. He's 5 HP down. Recon bolt.
30 seconds left.
Not going to find anybody. There's going to be the wall being hacked at by Marv.
Got pinged by that. He was dead. Oh no.
Drone? Feel it. It's coming. It's imminent. What a round from FaZe. Again, using that mid aggression. Once LG let off the gas on some of that early utility, FaZe find the round where, okay, you've conditioned us that you're going to use it. Well, you're not using it, so we're just going to get this space for free, especially on a Thrifty.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, so that was, they actually recognized that Moose early on spent his drone over towards A main rather than spending his time up at the top of mid. Later on in the round, 15, 20 seconds elapsed. He usually is using his drone there, but Marv recognizes that and pushes down Cat immediately. And the call is made because the Proto's left all by himself fighting against two who he knows has sheriffs. They're playing very aggro. He gets a little damage done there. Head over towards B. Marv knows everything. And the problems we said about Eco don't come to fruition. Instead, FaZe take the lead, and they're poised to fight again in this round as well.
This time, LG have a little bit more mid presence. You see how aggressive Thief is positioned. Has the angle here against Baby Bay. Sees him, the tailwind for safety. Better safe than sorry seems to be Baby Bay's motto. His motto was also hold W and find frags. So he kind of picks and chooses which one he wants to use on the day. But Baby Bay will escape the mid side. Now reposition towards B main, where a Proto is looking for some presence.
No more charges left.
I love how a Proto is consistently using a cage there to get the camera down deep to clear out the close B main angle. That's so devastating if you let it stay, if you let it lie. Either case, it's going to be all the way down A because they know that the camera got broken. Here we go. Ult out again. Corey's consistently using that to just try to stop a little bit, but it's Marv with two.
They can't even push in. The lockdown is there. They don't have a Hunter's Fury to deal with it, so they have to delay once more. That's what FaZe has been doing so well this half. Delay, delay, delay. Baby Bay with another. Moose finally finds the entry, but Zachary up above from heaven, and he will send them down to hell. Ladies and gentlemen, half number 2 coming around the bend. You'll find it after this. Another half, another 7-5 half. Seems like Bala and I are cursed with consistency. We are moving on to the second half where FaZe now on the attack. This is where they thrive, but on the contrary, a Proto, although not playing Viper, he's about to show them his world. He will set those tripwires up, those cages, those cameras. Bala, we expect from these teams moving into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen from FaZe on their attack, they just do not care what you're going to put up. They don't care where your world is. They don't care where your home is. They're going to blow it down no matter what, like the big bad wolf. And straight away, it's towards B. Right into the den of a Proto. Thief is close, though. Nanostorm to clear out close angles. There's going to be a drone, and it's not as fast as you expect. A Molly, though, coming in from Stellar. Thief inside the switch. They get it, and they're pushing onto the site still. A Proto on the back site, though. I don't know if they expect this, given that Baby Bay just ran through.
They don't expect to come on now. It's his kingdom. It's his place. He finds the shots, but he can't seal Baby Bay's fate. Finally, he's still sending more through. Rockets onto Moose. It's all down to the lion in the den, but the Cubs get eaten alive by FaZe.
No. That might be exactly what we've come to expect this series so far. Proto there with the whiff onto Baby Bay from the backside. Waiting for his time to strike, and it looked like it was going to be good, but they just aren't even planning to spike. They're just dueling at the time as they're all pushing in. So FaZe, they telegraphed that entire round. They said, yep, we're running in towards B, but you can Molly, you can slow us down as much as you want. We're still going to come through, and we're just going to take the fight. Steve had a great position with the Frenzy inside a switch to get one. But instead of running past, they come back, trade him out, and then go further. Now it's over towards A. They're running in. Thief gets one down mid, though. Baby Bay on the switch. He dashes in. Stellar now stuck too. Frenzy. More three for Baby Bay. And the door's not even closed.
Enemy remaining.
Come on, man.
Oh my
Come on, man.
goodness.
This isn't 2.02 pistol round. This is literally second round. And once again, a Proto's just not hitting the heads.
Oh man, every frag you're like, he's gonna die. He's gone.
Yeah.
Then he gets one. Okay, he's gone. That's right. Once the smoke is gone, yeah, he's gone. Then he finds another. Then he goes through the smoke into tree. You're like, okay, Thief's got this. It's Thief. Come on, it's Thief, right? It's Thief. It's Thief.
Back
He's
to
got
him
this.
too.
Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness, Baby Bay. Just because it's 7 a.m. somewhere doesn't mean it has to be for you right now. You are putting on a clinic. Nowhere near the 30 bomb against Energy, but still a possibility. 2 in a row. Now the gun round for LG.
All that matters is the dub. Right now it's looking good. It's again a lot of utility spent to keep a main control, but on the other side for LG this time, and they've got 3 players there. This is good though. You know FaZe want to challenge. A turret pushed down underneath the smoke. Nades coming in. Might actually tag him down. No. Not all the way. And you know FaZe are still going to challenge, but LG gets a little too aggressive there. Stellar by himself, wanting to potentially flash peek. But Thief and Moose backing off, leaving him to himself.
They get the orb. They get the space. Pick up a weapon, an upgrade. It's going to be an upgrade that they find off Stellar. They'll clear out the Wine Cellar as well. Now they can reposition. They can play off this. See what they can do repositioning over towards this B site, where once again they found that early pistol success. Protoss here alone, but they changed their mind, wrapping back to A.
We don't know what we're doing. How can they know?
30 seconds left.
Thief is here though, and he might actually know what they're doing. FaZe. They have a smoke for tree, yes. That's going to telegraph what's coming now. Smoke respond on the door. Thief is in front of it. He can dismiss out, but he doesn't. No dismiss. 12 seconds left. Baby Bay dashes on the site. Moose takes him out. Spike still trying to get planted. He wins the fight. It will get planted, but not potentially without losing the life of Zachary. Yep. And it's all left to Raucus by himself in a 1 versus 3. Starts off good though.
Yeah, 1v2 now. Still in the position. Spike's ticking. He's got this if he wants it. Doesn't want it bad enough. Moose with the 4K. The defense from heaven was delicious. We saw Thief. He tried to hold them off from the tree push, but it was all up to Moose, who one at a time, even after the clip ran dry, dealt with several 1v1s, which netted him this beautiful 4K.
10 seconds left.
Maybe Bay almost got the space too, but opted to switch directions. and go over towards Jenny, closer to his team. That was Moose with the 4K to close that out and save the day. That would have been rough. They lost that gun round. But it was such a good anti-eco for FaZe that, yeah, they have the bonus.
Right here.
So they have another gun round in the tank, and Baby Bay already has knives too. Much more mid control here.
There they
Insta
are.
Hunter's Fury down the A lane, and he tags one up actually top mid, at least the information. No damage done though.
Wasn't close enough. Eve,
Blocking sight.
big moment for you right here. Smoke goes down, sees one onto Marv, but Baby Bay does trade him out, finds an upgrade. Now he's got something other than the knives. The rotations from spawn. He's got a tight angle with the ADS, but Boy Dre backs off. Look at all this space FaZe have gotten towards this mid side. Market control in their hands. Proto. The shot's over. No tailwind available though for Baby Bay, so he can't use it to get to safety. Have to rely on his team, who are now working up this A main side.
Respect is crazy against Baby Bay there down in spawn. They're gonna push through this smoke, but it's a dash up. Yep, Dre finds him. But the adjustment made it impossible for him to swing back onto Zachary, so the trade is there. Space is given as Moose gets tagged by an hour drone. Zachary's gonna go for more. And Stellar's on the flank, so there's not anything else coming behind. This is going to be huge for Zach.
Powers out.
Flank for flank. Now a Proto knows the jig is up. But Zachary's just going to be a problem. They have to worry about it. A Proto decides to push forward instead of looking for him. There is going to be the lockdown, so Stellar either has to fight for it or fight against it.
There's an attacking lockdown in defense spawn. Come on, man. What is this round? Has to take it out, takes him down. Zachary gone. Now 1 versus 2. This is still doable, but 2 ults and Corey in the window. So yeah, not really. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, we are 10-6 now, Bala. I know this half hasn't really gone underway quite yet.
Yeah.
Economic disadvantage here for LG, so a potential 11-6. As we are moving closer and closer to death's door here for LG. FaZe Clan will have the opportunity not face off against Envy, to not face off against Sentinels if they close this one out. LG will have to face the winner of 100 Thieves Gen G later on today.
Scanning ahead.
They so fall.
Push on the B. No abilities really here. No trap fires for a Proto because Eco's very, very low. There actually is 1 cage and 1 trap. Or it goes straight into it, but an ult to clear the backside as well. That's pushed towards main, and they're gonna push through it. LG at this point, no more gas. They're all pushing 1 by 1 through smoke, trying to find something, but yeah, they're all FaZe paying very, very close attention.
One enemy remaining.
Who still finds one. His death is inevitable. 11-6. This is the round that LG need to capitalize on desperately so. Let's have a look at the lay of the land. Thief has the Empress. Your boy Dre's got the from the shadows. But the big key here, Bala, is the run it back. Where does that get placed? Where do you find that information? If you find information, do you find a pick? Do you find 2? What does Stellar find with that run it back? That is going to be a huge key for LG this round.
Most Phoenixes have been using it for retake, especially over towards that A site with a wall. Blaze. But he could use it aggressively over towards B main or something like that. Looks like he'll opt not to just go over towards market. And FaZe is spread very wide on the map. Beef up Cat. A lot of times he can get very aggressive through this, but we haven't seen it quite today, and they're actually going to face him. Can he dismiss out this time? He's full blind. He's just going to fall, and Baby Bay's leading the charge through Cat. But Spike
Here comes the run it back. They still have to go pick it up, but here's the run it back. Unfortunately, the clone does dissipate, and does look like Omen looking for him. Marv now in heaven. A Proto probably doesn't anticipate Marv being there, but Stellar will deal with him. Rock is playing close, but he's the only player left. He will get paranoid, and there's 3 LG members running him down. He finds one, almost finds the second, but Stellar with the 3K, the run it back. We highlighted it, and it worked out masterfully for LG.
Yeah, I got the information that he went up through the window, and I believe the player that pushed by him into that window thought that that was actually where it was from, but he gets the information for a Proto, and Stellar stabs him in the back anyways. Proto holds on onto the site through Gen, at least gets the information, or kill that he needed to hold on for his teammates to come. So still looking okay here for LG. Still doable. 4-round deficit. Not the biggest. And they need to hang on to go to a map 3 here because they're already down 1-0.
Very interesting. You saw the utility from LG to try to not allow FaZe clan members to push up through B main, but it was wasted. Hot hands and a shock dart. Baby Bay doesn't even get tagged. He doesn't go for orb, but that's utility gone for LG. Now look at this position, this battle towards mid. Your boy Dre down to 33, but he takes down Marv, and that's map control for FaZe gone.
That's what I like to see from LG, what I'm used to seeing from them. Get through that smoke, especially when you know and you've controlled some of that space in Pizza. He threw another smoke down, Dre did. So he could walk through and isolate a fight, and he does. So man advantage now. Just wish I was seeing it from more than just Dre. Thief not quite doing it where you're used to seeing him. They're gonna walk down that mid anyways, and Dre is playing very, very passive because he lost a lot, but the door is closed, so that's information that they're gonna have to give up before hitting the site.
Boy Dre is also playing close. The moment they give up that intel, it is his job
30 seconds left.
to find a pick. Ball does break, and Zachary will take him down. He was quite low, but now the execute onto B comes through. Moose and Stellar are here with a cross. Moose trades out. Stellar's still here, does get tagged by the recon bolt. Can't win the duel against Corey. Unstoppable. Raucus now in a very close position. LG are going to be going up through here passively. Here's the corner. Clear. Thief does find it. Now the 2v2. Lockdown is available, but so is the neural theft. Players are found out, but they have to fight for this lockdown. And it's going to be very difficult. Empress has been popped. Can use it to try to get a little bit more active, but there's going to be Corey. They're low. Zachary's low. Alarm bot pops through. A Proto just trying to get to safety outside the lockdown, but again, FaZe is delaying LG from pushing forward. A Proto with the angle, but they're just playing cat and mouse, and the cat is starting to get hungry. Shots good onto both, and the mouse gets trapped. LG win another round.
Both players low, and that's now 2 in a row where LG has figured out something here against FaZe. The first one was Stellar with the run it back in that tree area. This time, they play it masterfully in the 2 versus 2. It was Dre who got the information that they needed for these rotations to come in and the fights to start. FaZe not quite coming up with the idea there. And they will have to go to eco round. Raucus still can buy into this Baby Bay as well. And he will invest a full Vandal, so armor also for a lot of different people. Proto switched on to A this round. And that's where they're headed. 5 players here. We've seen this before. Remember the quick dash for Baby Bay onto that doorway. They closed the switch early. Looks like Thief is playing directly in that angle.
I like how he has another cage here if he wants it. He has the ability to use it, but Showstopper is going to make things a little bit more challenging. The Proto does get traded out by the Nano Swarm utility, but this is a tougher buy for FaZe. They're just trying to get that spike planted, get a couple of credits. And I mean, if they can secure the round, great. 4v4 against LG is going to be very difficult. Now the spike plant comes through, TP from Marv, but the spray through the door is starting to be a little bit more difficult. Thief does fall. Stellar and company now pushing up through heaven. Recontrol, Hunter's Fury, or rather the shock darts, sorry, for FaZe available. You see that post-plant position for Raucus. But still, they're worried about the flank. They're worried about Zachary again, wrapping around through Garden. But he's not. Ball goes up. Ready for the retake. Tree room players are here. There's the tap. Busy defusing. Shock darts come through. They will back away. Doesn't find enemy. Now the turret's going to allow for the body peek. Shots good onto 1-1 for the trade. Moves still. Now the 2v2. Oh, it's good. It's gorgeous for Zachary. And it's match point for FaZe.
Match point.
Such a good idea for FaZe to push through that door and take Thief's weapon away from him. No control for LG other than Thief in that position. And the execute was good as well. Zachary the Nano Storm kill early on to the Aproto. Showstopper over top to actually try to find him in the first place. Baby Bay tries to get to the door, but he gets taken out early. And then the post plant. Double shock dart used for Raucus, and then he comes in quickly. No half defuse for LG at all. And they have to fight through the door and main at the same time. So difficult in the post plant situation. FaZe is now on match point. They might fake this, yep, to go for the switch quickly. Already baiting out some of the utility very early. He's telling him, he's like, yeah, come on, man. I've got plenty to say to you right here. Pop your other cage. Do it.
Wow. It was supposed to be the fake. Guys, it's supposed to be a fake. Baby Bay finds 2. They're going over towards B with the spike. Baby Bay falls. Corey with the trade. And still Moose is here. He hears that spike being planted. The door now starting to come through, but do they anticipate who's playing through it? The sprays. Zachary pops a nano swarm on over, and they will seal LG's fate. Send them down to the losers final. FaZe Clan secure ascent 13-8.
FaZe Clan in the grand final. Challengers 3 poised to fight for that first and top spot. That first seed will be so valuable for them to go up against XSET first in Masters 1 if they can take it, but they still got to play tomorrow. LG fought on the lower bracket. We'll see them later on today.
Yeah, it's very impressive to see this FaZe Clan kind of come to fruition throughout this tournament specifically. You know, I think against T1, a lot of people doubted them. Against NRG, even particularly, a lot of people doubted them because, you know, Android coming through, it's a big pickup. And yet, here we are. FaZe Clan taking down LG, the big bad wolf. I think a lot of teams have shown LG a lot of respect over the course of stage 1 as they have continuously brought good numbers against great teams. And now here FaZe sits. Cozy on their new, you know, position for the time being on the throne. They still have to go through Masters, of course, to prove that they deserve it. But a lot of impressive looks from FaZe over the course of this series.
I love that no matter what anybody says, FaZe never loses the confidence. They never, ever stop what they do best, which is get in your face. And it works. It showed today. LG gave them so much respect, especially on that attacking side. You were calling it out on this map specifically. How they were playing so far back, so passively, trying to see, is FaZe going to push this round? And even when they were playing that way, they still, FaZe, were able to push in and find gaps and find moments to really strike at them. So yeah, there you go. FaZe up in this, into the grand finals.
Now, if you are LG loyal, they still have the ability to watch the next series, anticipate how Gen G and 100 Thieves may play. They will play later today. They have to wait their opponent, and we will be covering that series next. But LG still have the opportunity to improve their seed standing. They can no longer face off against XSET. Their options are still numbered.
So we go next to Gen G 100 Thieves. Definitely going to be an exciting match. So much to look forward to, especially given what we saw from 100 Thieves yesterday, and also Gen G with the quick win over NRG. Some good stuff still to come, Simo.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, before we throw things to a quick break and anticipate the match ahead, we have to give a shout out to our sponsors, of course, for making all of this possible. And you know who that is. You guys know it loud and proud. It's HyperX. Come on, man. Legendary comfort goes wireless. The HyperX Cloud 2 wireless, built to be an ultra comfortable gaming headset with amazing sound. It's no wonder that it's become the preferred gaming headset for millions of gamers. Listen, I got some HyperX headphones too, and they are cozy AF. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, Bala and I will join you for the next match. We'll be right back after a short break. You don't want to miss it.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
fast stitching, curves that'll hug your body, adjustable arms, custom embroidery, memory foam pillows, changeable color inserts, lay flat, recline, removable logos, soft, durable material. Yeah. You like what you see, baby? Zip chair.
I feel like I need to defend my scene's honor here, because this is just turning into a bit of a dog battle.
Like in groups always look.
I'm cutting you off here. I'm cutting you off. Cutting you off. He said G2's winning it. He said G2's winning it.
We need to wait till the next EU tournament, which could be in about 10 years now.
Take it with like a grain of salt.
No,
but
that's
that
no
being
fun.
said,
Take it super literally.
Spike defused.